Hello and welcome. Today I'm going to do a reading on... I have no idea. I think it's just going to be a general reading, honestly. I don't have a lot of time, again. So I'm only going to do 2 piles this time. And I haven't pre-shuffled, so let's do that now. Please give me a card for pile 1. People who will pick pile 1. Okay, we have both cards out. Okay, so pile 1 is going to be child. It says, you care deeply about children and they readily respond to your love. All children, including your own inner child, require love, affection, and attention. We can clear and open your heart and schedule so that you can give more time and energy to the children who need you. So that's pile 1. Pile 2 is going to be release and surrender. We shower you with blessings of our radiant love. Open your arms and release the challenges that you've held tightly gripped within your hands. Open your hands, arms, and heart to our love and assistance. Okay, so pile 1 is child and pile 2 is release and surrender. Also, sorry about my nails looking absolutely horrible. Never mind that. So go ahead and make your selection and I'll see you at your reading. Hello there, pile 1. You picked the child card. Again, it says, you care deeply about children and they readily respond to your love. All children, including your own inner child, require love, affection, and attention. We can clear and open your heart and schedule so that you can give more time and energy to the children who need you. This is like the angel whatever's deck, so it's worded in a way as if your angels were like talking to you, so that's why it has this way of conveying a message. Also, again, sorry about my nails, they look absolutely horrible right now. I'm sorry about that. Like my some of my nails are like literally broken in half on the nail bed. I wasn't too careful, or wasn't careful enough with my fake nails, I guess. Well, okay, let's get started. Again, this is just going to be general because I don't know, I don't have a lot of time right now, so please tell me about pile 1, what they need to hear. It's like the what you need to hear stuff. That's like the most general thing I can do. Okay, the star is the first card out. Okay, so there could be something here concerning like popularity or fame even. Please tell me more about what pile 1 needs to hear. What does pile 1 need to hear? And this pile 1 needs to hear. And this pile 1 needs to hear. That's annoying the fuck out of me. Sorry. Okay, what this pile... Oh! Okay. We have the Queen of Cups. And we have the 8 of Pentacles. So, this either could be a person, this Queen of Cups. And we have the 2 of Cups. I'm gonna put that out because that feels like... And the Magician. Okay, so there's some sort of a romantic situation here, very obviously. It could be related to work. Like, this could be a workmate of yours. It could be a colleague of yours that you have feelings for. The Queen of Cups that we got here is either you or the person that we're talking about, with this 2 of Cups coming out. We also have 4 of Swords at the bottom of the deck. And I'm going to tell you the placements too. We have Cancer, Venus. We have, I think that's Virgo, but is that Sun? I don't know. It's Virgo. We have Virgo, or maybe Mars. And we have Aquarius. That's about it. And this one is Libra, Jupiter. So Queen of Cups is someone who could be a water sign, female. In that case, that would be like Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Sun, Moon, Rising, Stellium chart ruler. So again, not necessarily their sun. So this could either be this water sign female could either be like the person you're dealing with, or it could be you. You're gonna know which one that is. I'm not 100% sure right now. Honestly, this looks like, oh yeah, Temperance under the Four of Swords. Yeah, Temperance here. Honestly, this looks like there's like a situation that needs to be like fixed or something, or like healed. And it feels like you have a lot of hope concerning this. After that, we have the Strength card, and then we have the World, and then we have the Sun. Okay. Interesting. I'm gonna put these out too. So we had the Strength card, and the World, and the Sun. Okay, so there is definitely like something needs to be changed here, and something needs to be healed here. Honestly, I feel like you're more like the Magician energy here. But I'm not sure. I'm not completely sure at the moment. It feels like there's this situation that you have a lot of hope for. You're like really, it feels like you're really hoping for this situation to work out. And like I said, with the Eight of Pentacles and the Two of Cups right next to each other, this could be like a colleague of yours. Doesn't necessarily have to be. The Eight of Pentacles could also represent you working on this situation. That is also a possibility. So with the Magician here, it feels like this is something you manifested. This feels like a situation you manifested, and there's some sort of healing that needs to be done here regarding this situation or something of the sort. Like maybe you need to heal this situation, you need to temper it. This is Temperance, and Temperance is usually about taking two things and combining them in a balanced way. So I'm gonna say that you want to bring balance and healing into this connection. With Strength here, I'm not sure what this Strength represents. I'm gonna say this could be like maybe you've been holding yourself back from this situation. That is a possibility with this Strength card here. But if that is the case, then that's something that's gonna be coming to an end, because the World is usually talking about cycles, and specifically ending cycles. So this could have been something that has been going on for a while. You may have been holding yourself back from this person for a long time, because maybe this has like a cyclical nature to it. Like maybe you always, I don't know, get together and then break up or something like that. Or maybe it's like you're always trying to like tell this person how you feel about them or how you feel for them, and then it like never works out or something. Like there's always like some kind of something keeps happening concerning you holding yourself back from this person. It's like, it feels like almost you have had many opportunities to not hold back from this person and to tell them I don't know, to tell them how you feel, like maybe, or to tell them something, like apologize to them or like something. But because this came out under the Two of Cups, I'm gonna say that maybe this person doesn't know how you feel about them. That is something that's possible. But what I'm getting is also that you that you are like closing that cycle out. Like that cycle is coming to an end with this World card. We also have Leo and Taurus here, so you could have a combination of Leo and Taurus placements, or maybe your person has. Also another Leo card is the Strength, so more Leo energy, and we have the Sun, which is ruled by Leo, so strong Leo energy. Strong ass Leo energy here. Okay. So it seems like maybe you wanna, oh my god, I cut the deck a second time and it opened to the same card. The Three of Wands. Yeah. This is Three of Wands is Aries sun, by the way. Three of Wands is talking about the future, about bringing things forward, like manifesting things in your future. It's also talking about travel, by the way, like you see the ocean here. And it's also talking about, like I said, future plans, or like grounding your future, because the Two of Wands is just planning. The Three of Wands is actually executing the plans you have for your future. So what I'm getting with this combination of cards is that you already planned what to do about this situation, or at least that's what it seems like you have done. It seems like you have planned what to do about this situation, and it also seems like you're going to close out this cycle of holding yourself back from this person, and you're going to actually move forward towards them, is what I'm getting here. like that's the energy I get here. So okay, let's keep going. Can you tell me anything more about Pile 1 and what's going on with them and their situation? Can you tell me anything more about Pile 1 and what's going on with their situation? Oh, yeah, we have the Two of Pentacles. So it feels like you're juggling things. It feels like another Jupiter card, by the way. So luck is definitely a factor here. Luck is definitely a factor here. And we also have Justice, which is another Libra card, so double Libra Jupiter. So what I'm getting here is that you want to be fair to this person, but you might not have some kind of a resource that you think you need to be fair to this person, or to like, I don't know, be balanced in this connection with this person. We also have the Devil, which was at the bottom of the deck, and then I cut the deck right now and it came out again. So there's some sort of an addiction that could be present here, some sort of a unhealthy behavior story. Something of the sort. Like, it could be obsession, it could be drinking, it could be smoking, it could be doing drugs, it could be being a workaholic or workaholism, it could be like avoidance in general, or like running away from things, and like escapism. So that's something that could be of importance here. And under that we also have the Eight of Swords, which is talking about you not seeing something or not recognizing something, but at the same time it feels like it not feels like, but the card itself is talking about you putting yourself in your own prison, in like your own prison of thoughts. So maybe this unhealthy behavior that the Devil is talking about is something that you don't recognize. That is a possibility. We also have, we have the Six of Cups, which is Scorpio sun. Okay, so you could have this very innocent or very old connection with this person. Like, maybe you've known each other from childhood, maybe you've just known each other for a long time, like many years, And maybe this connection, it could either feel like a soulmate connection, or it could be like it feels like your inner children are connecting very well. That is also a possibility with the Six of Cups. It could also be that you're like very nostalgic about this person or about this connection. Again, talking about how long ago it started. And at the bottom of the deck we also have the Empress. So it feels like this person is like very important to you. Like, I'm getting that you're more the masculine energy and not the feminine. I'm getting that you see this person in a very good light, so to speak. You see them as someone who is very empathetic. You see them as someone who is very loving, maybe even motherly in nature, understanding, and also like they have it all. Like, it feels like you see them as someone who has it all. Like the Empress is usually the amalgamation of all the queens, which would mean the Queen of Wands, the Queen of Swords, the Queen of Cups, and the Queen of Pentacles. So the Empress is talking about someone who has all the virtues of all the queens. So this is someone who is very intelligent or educated, someone who is very emotionally intelligent and very empathetic, someone who is financially stable or has good money, and someone who is very passionate or creative and very, very physically attractive. So those are like all the traits of the queens. So that's what I'm getting. And then we have the Ace of Pentacles. So there's definitely some sort of a new beginning that is happening here. And we have the King of Wands at the bottom of the deck again. I feel like the deck is like, with the bottom cards, they all make sense, kind of. They all make sense in this like narrative. So what I'm saying is that you could be like a male fire sign here. There is Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Stellium, chart ruler. Leo is the strongest energy here, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be a Leo. We also have like dragons here, so dragons could be important. I don't know why, I was just drawn to them, like, I don't know. Okay, and like I said, the Ace of Pentacles, which is like a new beginning, but it's like a tangible beginning. It's like something that is real, something that is rooted in reality, something that is realistic, so to speak. So that's what that would mean. With the Nine of Wands under this, and the Death, and the Knight of Wands, and then the Lovers, and the Ace of Wands. Okay, so let's start at the start. Nine of Wands is telling me that maybe in the past, especially with death following it, in the past you could have really protected yourself from this person. You really could have protected your boundaries. You really could have put up walls around yourself or towards this person. You really could have pushed them away, or not trusted them, or you really were just very distant with them. This is a Sagittarius moon card, by the way. With the Death card, it's obviously talking about transformation. Like, there's some sort of a huge change that is coming in this connection. And so far it seems like it pertains to you letting your guard down. Like with the Strength card, I was talking about you holding yourself back from this person, because that is one thing that card talks about, and that's what seems to be the fitting message for the spread. So it feels like you have been holding yourself back from this person. You have been distrustful of this person. You've intentionally pushed them away. You've intentionally put up boundaries, and not really boundaries, walls. You've put up walls around yourself towards this person. You have not allowed this person to get close to you. And it feels like this huge change that is coming, that is talked about by the death card and the world card that I pulled. It seems like it's both of these cards of like huge change are following cards of you holding back, of you putting up boundaries, of you pushing this person away. So it seems like you're like not gonna do that in the future, or maybe you've stopped doing that recently. There's like something like that here. It feels like there's, like I said, this is talking about like the end of a cycle with this person, but not in a negative way. It's absolutely not in a negative way. Like, how could I say that it's in a negative way when we have the Two of Cups here? Like, it feels like I said, that you've manifested this, but the situation requires healing. But the star in the beginning is representing hope, because the star card isn't just talking about fame or success or you being visible. It is also talking about hope. Hope is the biggest message of the star card. So what I'm saying here is that you have hope for this whole situation. Like, this situation is not hopeless, and you're aware that it's not hopeless, and it feels like you're also aware that I don't know, your way of fixing this connection, this situation, would be to let your guard down and let this person in more. That's what I'm getting. Also, we have the Knight of Wands, which again tells me that maybe you were like very inconsistent with this person. You were kind of in and out of their lives. Maybe you've ghosted them a lot. Maybe you've only talked to them on your terms. Maybe you didn't quite give them the time of the day. You weren't very stable for them or in their lives. Like I said, it feels like you were just kind of, I don't know, doing your own thing and not really showing this person that you care. But we have the Lovers and the Ace of Wands under that. So that is obviously like talking about, like, I don't have to explain the Lovers, but we also have the Ace of Wands, which is talking about like sexual arousal and sexual attraction. So I'm gonna say that this person is very sexually attractive to you. It's like you have this this romantic love, these romantic feelings for this person, as also shown by the Two of Cups. But with the Lovers, that is also talking about counterparts. It's talking about how this could be something that is like serious or long term or something of the sort, especially with the swans here at the bottom of the deck. The bottom of the card. Sorry, I'm a little bit all over the place. So it could be talking about longevity, and it could also be talking about, like, in this deck, the Lovers both have these like fools hats on, and it reminds me of how maybe the things about you that you deem as stupid, the things about yourself that you deem as stupid, are something that you can connect over with this person. Like, I'm getting like again the Six of Cups vibe that we also pulled, the Six of Cups, like it's here, if you remember. I'm getting the vibe that there's like inner child connection. There's like an inner child connection here, or there could be like inner child healing required, and this this relationship or this love could really help you love your inner child more, or help you heal your inner child more. because I'm getting the vibe that there are like things you do that you think are stupid and you're kind of ashamed of them, and you kind of don't want this person to see them, or you don't want anyone to see them. Like you think that it's like, I don't know, maybe childish or immature, or like, I don't know, weird, maybe something of the sort. But I'm getting that this person also has some similar traits, and and it feels like this person is going to show you that this inner child and these like so-called or quote unquote childish behaviors that you have are like completely normal, and they are something that you can connect to this person with, like it feels like that is a way to keep your inner child happy and to keep your inner child alive. And it feels like you may have been very strict with your inner child, and this is something that's going to help you resolve that. And again, Ace of Wands, like, that's the boner card. Like, I don't have to I don't have to explain that. So I'm gonna grab some more cards here. Okay, let's see. Please tell me more about Pile 1's situation. What do they need to hear? What is their situation? What do they need to hear? Oh, we have childhood. Yeah, remember the first card that came out? Child. And I was just talking about inner children. It could also literally mean that you're like working with children maybe, or like you have a child, or like children are important here somehow, but I'm getting like this inner child vibe here. So childhood is the first card. Innocence, playful, growing, friendship, lightness of being, foundations, need of others, revisit the past, loving life, no worries, inexperienced, growth, new beginnings. Yeah, so definitely growth and new beginnings are important here, but also need of others. Need of others and growing and friendship and foundations. Yeah, it feels like maybe you are like, or you were like friends with this person, and your friendship is what this love is going to be built upon, or is built upon. But I'm also getting with this need of others that maybe your person, but one of you is like not comfortable asking for help from other people, or like one of you is like hyper independent, maybe both of you, I don't know. And it feels like one of you has to accept, in order to heal, they have to accept that they can't do everything on their own. That's kind of what I'm getting here. Like, wanting to do everything on your own is not healthy. It's a trauma response. And that's what I'm getting, that maybe one of you here needs to learn that. One of you needs to learn that having others and being able to rely on others is not a weakness. It is a basic need of the human being, because we as humans are social beings. And even if you don't think you are a social being, that is more likely due to trauma than to anything else. So it feels like one of you has this like hyper independent trauma response, and they need to learn that depending on other people, or relying on other people, or trusting other people is something that is healthy, and that's something that everyone requires. And hyper independence is like not a flex, it's like not something good, it's a trauma response. Like that's what I'm getting from this childhood card. So like there could be childhood traumas here stopping the two of you from getting closer to each other, or maybe that's why you push this person away, due to some childhood traumas that you have, and maybe they like came to the surface, and you were like so uncomfortable that you like pushed this person away. That is also something that I'm getting here. And the next card is Hot Air Balloon. I'm instantly getting travel vibes again, like with the Three of Wands. Balance, uplifting, freedom, going with the flow, rise above, don't resist, new perspective, untouchable, defying gravity, continuous flow, ascension, view, elevate, feeling good. So I feel like this connection with this person is like very much based on like your inner child, like your innocence, your like innocent core being. It feels like this is something that you could have pushed down and pushed away for a very long time within yourself, and it feels like this person kind of like is going to reinvigorate that part of yourself that you thought has already been gone. But the thing is that this part of you hasn't been gone. It has been starved because you don't feed it. You don't keep your inner child happy is what I'm getting here. But that doesn't mean that that part of you is dead. It's just there waiting for its needs to be met. It's just there waiting to be healed. And I'm also getting person of air, the great mentalist, eloquent, rational, upright, quick-witted, unemotional, controlling, sarcastic, cold, abrupt, critical, calculated. Teacher, lawyer, surgeon, journalist, chef. So either your person is an air sign, a Cancer, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. So your person could be an air sign, or you could be an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Again, not necessarily sun. But what I'm getting here is that honestly, what I'm being drawn to is not even the air sign stuff. What I'm being drawn to is unemotional, controlling, cold, critical, and calculated. And I'm getting Virgo energy from this, which is interesting because we have Gemini here, and Gemini is ruled by Mercury, and Virgo is also ruled by Mercury. So I'm getting like a mercurial energy here. Like maybe you are a type of person who like that's a vibe I've been getting. That's the vibe I've been getting. Like what I've been talking about. Like maybe you have issues with allowing your emotions, allowing yourself to feel your emotions. Maybe you are like hypercritical of other people because that is how you externalize your own hyper criticalism or criticism of yourself. Like I'm getting that you're hypercritical and not accepting with yourself, and you externalize this hyper criticism and criticize other people and try to control other people maybe. And like yeah, I'm getting this unemotional controlling, and it's not something you actually are. Again, this feels like a trauma response. This feels like you making yourself believe that you're unemotional, you making yourself believe that you are like very rational, and maybe you pride yourself in being rational. But I feel like again that's more so like a trauma response from you, because feeling your emotions is something that you have trouble with. Probably you grew up in a household where your emotions were invalidated or ignored altogether. But yes, what I'm getting here is maybe your relationships always fall apart because you start to criticize the other person. That is also a possibility. Like you start to see all sorts of faults and flaws with them that weren't there or that weren't visible when you like started dating or before you got together or something like that. It feels like you might be devaluing the people you get into relationships with. But again, that's not necessarily something that actually happens. Don't take what doesn't resonate is what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is that interesting, because I've just now a couple of days ago shared like a survey slash like questionnaire that was about your own self-sabotage, and this unemotional, controlling, cold, critical, calculated vibe gives me the energy of like the controller type of saboteur. That is like, saboteurs are like the sabotaging, the self-sabotaging voices that you have in your head. So I'm getting like the controller saboteur and the hyper rational saboteur. So maybe I'm gonna put that like assessment questionnaire in the description of this video if I don't forget. Because that could be something that you're dealing with. Maybe you are like this hypercritical person. But what we also have here is oh my god, okay, we have a couple of stuff here. We have a couple of fucking stuff here. Okay, so the next card we got is Anamkara, which is talking about unconditional love, romance, soulmates, uncommon bond, devoted, always, tenderness, timeless, constant, affection, best friends, appreciation, unchanging, infinite love. So again, with the friends, like maybe you're friends with this person, or maybe this person is like a close friend of yours or something of the sort. So so again, what I'm getting here is that what you have with this person is like something special, and maybe you've had trouble recognizing that in the past. I think that's also something that I'm getting. You would have had trouble recognizing this in the past. Maybe you thought that this person isn't that important to you. Maybe you thought that this person is just like a dime a dozen and you're gonna find someone just like them very easily. But it seems like that's not how things went. It seems like you had to realize that this person is special. And you do have a bond with this person that is very, very much one of a kind. Very much one of a kind. And I'm getting the vibe that you're slowly kind of realizing that your cold and calculated and unemotional and rational persona is not worth it. Like, I'm getting the vibe that you're slowly starting to realize that being this person is not worth it, because it's not who you actually are. And it feels like you're slowly discovering that this is more important to you than you thought it was. Or maybe that this person is more important to you than you thought it was. Maybe you thought that your image was more important than this person. I'm getting that with the strength card as well. Like, it could be like pride could be involved. Like, maybe you were too proud to admit that you had something for this person, you had some feelings for this person. But it feels like you are realizing that this image is not worth it. It's not you anyway. It's not you anyway. It's just something that you had to adapt, something that you have to adopt in order to survive, in order to like cope with your own issues, with your own pain, and with the world in general. So it feels like you're kind of realizing that being this person is not worth it, and that this is what actually has value. Like, being this person, having this image of someone who is not even you is just an illusion. I'm getting like a little bit of like this spiritual feeling, like recognizing that this is not authentic. This is not your soul. This does not align with your soul. However, this does. This does, and this is real with this person. This is real, this connection that you have with this person, this Queen of Cups, this Empress. And it feels like you're finally recognizing, and it feels like it's been a long time, honestly. Whoops. It's been a long time. I'm not sure which card gave me the long time feeling, but I know that there was at least one card that gave me the vibe that it has been going on for a while, like probably some sort of a pentacle card. But what I'm getting is that you're finally recognizing that the reason you've kept away from this, you kept yourself away from this person and this connection, was because you thought that this persona is who you actually were. You thought that this persona was the more important thing, and you thought that this was you. So putting yourself first, which means putting this persona first, was what you needed to do, and that was in conflict with this. This persona was in conflict with this connection, and it feels like you have either recently realized or will realize soon that this person is not you, and that you've been putting this something that aligns with your soul off for something that does not align with your soul. And I feel like this either was or is going to be a difficult realization, like especially because I'm getting like with this controlling critical energy, I'm getting like a stubborn energy as well, which I'm not surprised by, because Leo is a fixed sign, and we have a lot of Leo energy here, and fixed signs in general are like very stubborn. So yeah, what I'm getting here is that you're finally seeing that you've been sacrificing a lot of things for this persona who you thought you were. You thought that putting this persona first meant putting yourself first. You thought that prioritizing this persona and being in this energy meant that you're prioritizing yourself, but you're not. Your hyper independence is a trauma response. It's not you. It's not who you actually are. Your overly controlling behavior is a trauma response. It's not you. It's not who you actually are. Your overly critical persona is a trauma response. It's not you. It's not who you are. And I feel like you're finally recognizing this. You're finally realizing this. You're finally understanding this. That all these years, all this time, you haven't been putting yourself first. You've been putting your unhealthy coping mechanisms first. You've been putting your trauma responses first that forced you into staying in an energy that you previously had that is no longer serving you, that does not align with who you actually are. But this is who you thought you were. This was the closest idea you had of your own self, of your own identity. I feel like this is something that, this is what helped you cope, to make yourself believe that you are like this type of a person, that you are someone who is like unemotional, someone who's like very rational, someone who doesn't feel emotions a lot, someone who like doesn't really care about emotions or anything like that in general. It feels like how do I put this, like you becoming this persona was what helped with your self-worth. This is the image you wanted to have of yourself. This is how you want it to be, and the reason you want it to be like this is due to trauma. It's probably due to like a neglected like childhood neglect. Like it's probably due to the fact that your parents neglected your needs, neglected your emotions, especially maybe even shamed you when you felt emotions. Maybe they abandoned you when you felt emotions. Maybe they abandoned you just in general, and you had this and not had, but you developed this belief that in order for you to be accepted, in order for you to be successful, in order for you to be safe, you have to shut off your emotions, because people will not react well to your emotions. They will try to manipulate you. Maybe that could be something you believe, that if you have emotions, then you are open to being manipulated, so you can't have emotions. That is also something that might be here. But it's also like talking about the fact that this is how you felt safe. This is how you felt safe. you had to shut off your emotions, bottle up your feelings, and like bury them and bury your inner child in order to feel safe. Like whatever happened, I can't tell based on this spread what happened to you when you were younger, like what caused this behavior, but I can tell you that it's like some sort of a trauma that happened. Like having emotions and having attachments to other people means you're in danger. That's the vibe I'm getting. That's the vibe I'm getting here. And like I said, it feels like you're finally, slowly but surely recognizing that you were never this person. This person was always just a shield that you put up. This person was just someone who you pretended to be in order to feel safe. Pretended to be because of your trauma. Pretended to be because you were in self-defense mode. Because you believed that you can't trust other people. And it feels like you're finally recognizing why you did this. And you're also finally recognizing that this is not you, and this does not align with your soul. This does not align with who you actually are. This does. And it feels like I'm getting this like really a lot of mixed feelings and a lot of ambivalent feelings coming up inside you due to this duality, so to speak. And I can tell you that, yeah, when you bottle up your emotions and you push down your emotions for a very long time, then when they come up, they're going to be that much more volatile. They're going to be very confusing. They're going to be very ambivalent. They're going to be all over the place. I know, because I'm also prone to emotional suppression. For me, it's especially my anger, but that doesn't matter. So it's normal. What I'm trying to say is that it's normal. If you push your emotions down for so long, then you're not going to be able to make sense of them right away. It's a skill that you need to learn, specifically or especially because you are not used to your emotions. You're not used to your own emotions. So you need skills to learn to identify these emotions. You need skills to learn how to guide yourself through feeling these emotions, how not to push them down, but how also not to allow them to like completely take over you. So what I'm getting is that you need a lot of skills around emotional regulations. Emotional regulation. You need to learn a lot of skills. DBT could be something that is helpful, by the way. That's dialectic behavior therapy. I was in a group setting when we did, or when I did DBT, and it was very helpful. It's very helpful for a lot of things. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is that it seems like you're finally recognizing that all this time you've been prioritizing this image over what you actually felt in this situation or towards this person. It feels like all this time you prioritized having this image of someone who's unemotional and cold and distant and whatever. And you've spent a lot of time, a lot of time, I feel like years, thinking that by prioritizing this image and this persona, you are prioritizing yourself, but you're not, because this is not you. This is not you. This is closer to you than this is. And like I said, it feels like there's a lot of ambivalent and confusing emotions coming up regarding this, when you realize that this is not actually you, when you realize that this is just a bunch of like coping mechanisms put together into this neat persona, into this shield that you can put in front of yourself and show the entire world, like, look at it, look at me, I'm not emotional, I'm rational, I'm cold, I don't feel, you can't manipulate me, so on and so forth. So like, this is, like I said, this was your safety. This was your the way you coped, or you were coping with stuff. And I feel like when you realized that this person was not you, it felt very confusing. Maybe you had like a bit of an identity crisis. Like, okay, if this is not me, then who am I? Or what am I? Or then what am I like if this is not me? And I'm feeling that I'm feeling that maybe that is something that you couldn't answer quite yet. Maybe that's something that you couldn't answer quite yet. And I'm also getting that this connection is something that is gonna help with that. I feel like this connection is something that is going to help you rediscover yourself. Sorry, I don't know why I'm talking really weird today, and I feel kind of, never mind. So like, remember what I told you about the lovers, like the fool hats, and like this whole inner child vibe that I'm getting. And I haven't even gotten to the next cards that I pulled because there's also a child card there. So, but let's finish this up. So again, what I'm getting here is that through this connection, you're going to be able to reconnect to your inner child and maybe discover that the way you were as a child is still the way you are today. You just suppressed it. You just didn't feed that part of yourself, like I said. And by the way, as someone who has been in therapy since 2017, so a while now, it's gonna be 80 years today. Oh God. I can tell you that your inner child is the way you are. Like I've went through like a lot of very difficult things in therapy, and I learned that when I was trying to rediscover myself and rediscover who I actually am, once I also realized that I was having a false persona, because I also had one, the things that resonated with me as a child were the first things that I felt like I want to go after, or like I felt like I wanted to bring back into my life. Like your inner child is you. And once you get rid of your false persona, your inner child is still there. It doesn't die. It doesn't fucking die as long as you're alive. And that's who you actually are. Just a grown version of that little kid. And making that little kid happy is something that is really good for your mental health and really good for your identity as well. I don't know what kind of stuff you liked when you were a kid, but maybe reconnecting with those things and finding this like innocent joy within your heart is something that is going to help you guide yourself back to your own, like the core of your personality, your own identity, who you actually are. So yeah, a lot of like inner child healing is going on here. And like I said, I had like another card here, but I still have two other cards to talk about before I get to this one. But again, like inner child healing, this is like a very, very inner child heavy reading. The next card we got was the universe, and this one says source, infinite, unending, enduring, eternal, creation, awakening, interconnected, heaven, higher perspective, the big picture, all that is, creative force, law of one. So this connection is very spiritual, like I'm not gonna lie, with this Anamkara and universe. This is like a very spiritual connection, and I'm even gonna risk saying that part of the reason this connection even exists or even came to be was to wake you up, to your own identity, to your own true self, to realize that this is not you, to realize that this, like I said, this controlling, cold, calculating, rational person is not actually you. You are just kind of protecting yourself, and that's why you are this person. So it feels like this connection came to be to make you realize that, to make you realize what are the things that are actually close to your soul. That's kind of what I'm getting here. And also in reclaiming your identity, spirituality could have a huge role to play there. And by that I mean, if you have any sort of past life and just a little bit of caffeine and vitamins. So it feels like if you have any sort of like past life memories or any sort of like connection to who you were or what you were before you were born here, that is also something that could help. Like it feels like finding your own identity is like a combination of you rediscovering your inner child and you rediscovering your spiritual nature, like your soul, your like the fact that you're a higher being, and through your connection to the source you can find who you are. And it also feels like a realization that you kind of make yourself who you want to be. And again, something that I've learned in my 8 years of therapy is that the way you imagine yourself to be, like your ideal version of yourself, the way you want to be, so to speak, the way you imagine yourself, how do I put this? Like in my case, I felt like envious of this like perfect image of myself, thinking that I will never become this person. And through therapy, I've learned that that's exactly what my healthy adult version is. Like who I want to be is who I actually am. Under all the trauma and under all the maladaptive behaviors. So that's kind of what I'm getting here too. And like I said, there's like this freeing feeling here. Like maybe this connection helps you connect to the universe as well, to the source. Like I said, there's like something like that in here, something like that here. And through that, you can rediscover who you actually are, is what I'm getting. And like I said, this feels like very spiritual and very faded, this whole situation. And it feels like as long as you can't accept yourself and as long as you pretend that you are someone else other than who you actually are, this connection is not going to come into fruition. Like I feel like this connection or the success of this situation is dependent on you realizing who you actually are and reconnecting to your actual real self, to your authentic self, so to speak. Because like I said, you are prioritizing something that you think is prioritizing yourself, but that's not you. That's not you. That's just your self-protection. That's just your shield. That's just your mask. Okay. So the next card we have is Declaration. Defiance, reclaiming power, sovereignty, contract, resolve, expressing truth, manifesto, self-rule, liberty or death, rules of the game, protesting, challenging the status quo. Again, I'm getting this this feeling of breaking a cycle here, but I'm also getting the expressing truth from this, like declaration, like maybe you declare to yourself that you are no longer going to choose things that don't serve your higher good. Maybe you're declaring to yourself that you're no longer going to cling to things that don't even belong to you and things that are only in your life because you suffered more than you should have. And it also feels like maybe communicating with this person, like declaring something to this person. That is also something. Like this is again a very weird energy. It reminds me of the energy that I very often get. Like I get this type of an energy quite often in my readings. So if you're new here, maybe check out some of my older stuff and maybe you can find things that resonate, because this is an energy that I read quite often. And And again, I'm getting this this feeling that you like have to declare something to this person, like you have to declare what you want from them or how you feel about them or something of the sort. Like I was talking about healing this connection in the very beginning of the reading, and that's kind of what I'm getting with this declaration thing. Like give this person boundaries instead of walls is what I'm getting, because there's this saying that walls keep everyone out, but boundaries show others where the door is. And that's kind of the vibe I'm getting here. Like like I'm getting this like rediscovering of yourself. And then we have baby. It says cardinal, new beginnings, rapid growth, fresh start, unlimited potential, innocent, continuing the legacy, needy, warmth, purity, new phase, birth of a child, vulnerable. So cardinal size could also be important here. We have Libra as the heir, the cardinal heir, so Libra could be especially important. Libra is, by the way, the sign of relationships, so not quite surprised here. But yeah, what I'm getting here is, like I said, it's the closing of a cycle, and the cycle closes with you, is what I'm getting here. Like the cycle closes with you realizing that you are defending a part of yourself that does not belong to you, actually. It feels like the cycle closes with you realizing that all the things you've prioritized in the past have been defense mechanisms. And I feel like this could be very difficult. Like I said, I got this feeling of this ambivalent, confusing emotions coming up. And that's kind of how I imagine you could feel about this whole thing. Like I feel anger, I feel confusion, I feel desperation, I feel fear. It's like okay, but if this is not me, then what am I? Then who am I? How do I know what I am? I was so sure that this was me for so long, and if it's not, then how can I ever be sure of who I am? And let me tell you, just based on my own my own journey, that once you get into contact with your actual self, you're gonna know the difference. Like it's no longer gonna be a question. You're no longer gonna question how could you have believed that that other person was you. You're going to instantly recognize that that wasn't you, and you did not have a comparison. And the reason you believed that you were this other person was that you didn't have anything to compare to. You simply didn't have anything to compare to because you didn't have a healthy environment where you could thrive. You didn't have a healthy environment where you could grow up and become the person who you are actually supposed to be, or who you actually are. And because of the lack of this comparison, you could not have known that what happened or how you ended up was actually just a bunch of trauma responses and not you at all. So yeah, it's scary and it's confusing that you believed something that isn't real, but it's also humbling in a way. It makes you realize that everyone can be fooled. Everyone can be manipulated. You're not above anyone else just because you think you're more like rational than the average person. It doesn't matter how rational you think you are when you fell for this whole thing. And anyone can fall for this. Like every single person who goes through trauma. Why can't I talk? Every single person who goes through trauma goes through this identity crisis of them believing themselves to be a certain way and then realizing that they are not like that. That happened with me too. And it sucks, yeah. It really sucks. But the truth is that it's not about you being infallible. It's not about you being always right, because nobody is always right. And maybe the reason that it's difficult for you to understand that who you thought you were is not actually you, is because you have this image of yourself of like, again, I got this like with this critical energy here. Maybe you are very intolerant about mistakes. Maybe you don't tolerate mistakes, either from others or from yourself, probably both. And it feels like maybe the fact that you have been quote unquote fooled into thinking that your trauma responses are your actual personality makes you even more triggered because it is a mistake that you made, and maybe making mistakes is something that triggers you a lot and makes this whole process even more difficult. I highly recommend talking to like a professional, like a psychologist or a therapist or someone who can help you through this, because this can be incredibly confusing and you need to have someone to guide you through it in order for it to be quicker, in order for it to be easier, in order for it to be less painful, and in order for it to be not dangerous, in order for it to be safe. Very important, because your mental health can and will be affected by this. So yeah, take care of yourself. Really do take care of yourself. Okay, so I think I'm gonna do some like closing thoughts or something, because we've been at it for an hour, and then I'm gonna go on to the next pile. So just some last thoughts. Just some last thoughts. If I if I'm even gonna have enough time to do a pile too. Finally. Okay, any closing thoughts? Any Queen of Pentacles? This could mean a couple of things. This could be like, maybe whatever is so difficult for you, whatever the reason is that things are so difficult for you, or that this whole thing is so difficult for you right now, because I feel like you're going through this transformation and you might feel lost, you might feel confused, you might not know what decisions are the correct ones, and it feels like whatever this is, it could be rooted in your connection with your mother. It could be like a mother wound. That is a possibility. That is a possibility here. Like, again, maybe talking to a professional could help. Okay, any advice for pal 1 regarding their situation, please? Any advice for pal 1, please? Any advice for pal 1? Oh, okay, we have 6 of Swords. Yeah, keep moving on. Keep moving on. Again, I shared this reel, like, I think yesterday or something, and that's what comes to mind right now. It says, oh my god, and then Ace of Cups, yeah. So it said something like, all the shit you know, all the shit all the shit that got you to the point of where you are right now, is not gonna work anymore. Like, all the things you've done, all the things you did to get yourself to the point where you are, is not going to work in leveling up anymore. You have to find new things. You have to find new behaviors that will carry you further than what you have achieved so far. If you want to go further, if you want to go higher, if you want to go on, you're going to need new skills. You're going to need new things, and you're not going to know how to use them. You're not going to know how to behave right away. You're not going to know how to, like, what type of a self-control you need. You're not going to realize that, like, right away. You're not going to know just out of the blue. You're going to have to make mistakes. You're going to have to adapt. You're going to have to improvise. You're going to have to find new things in order to carry yourself forward. And that's basically the message that I'm getting here. Like, keep carrying on, but don't expect your old ways to work, because they won't. The things that got you to where you are now has gotten you there, but it's not gonna carry you any further, because if you want to go further, you need something more, you need something else. Okay. Any more advice for pal 1, please, concerning their situation? Any more advice for pal 3, please? Pal 3, what the fuck? Pal 1. Any more advice for pal 1 concerning their situation, please? Any more advice for pal 1? Any more advice for pal 1? Oh, okay. We have the Ace of Swords. Be honest. Be truthful, even if it hurts. Be honest with yourself, first of all. But I'm also getting be honest with this person. Like, I'm also getting just be honest with this person, because it feels like I said, with this not fool card, like, see, that's what I'm talking about. This Lover's card that reminds me of the Fool card, like the Fool's hats. It's going to be much better to be honest with this person than to, like, pretend anything. Like, I feel like this person cares about who you actually are and not who you pretend to be, first of all. But second of all, the things that you might think are, like, cringe about you, or, like, are childish, or are, like, things that you want to hide, or things that you're ashamed of, or embarrassed about, are going to be things that you can connect over with this person. And you're going to realize that it's not a fault in you that you have these things. It's not like a mistake in you. It's not like it's not like, how do I put it? It's just you being vulnerable, and it just belongs to you, and it's completely okay to feel these things. It's completely okay to be this way, and it's not shameful. It's not shameful that you have these, like, maybe childish wants or needs or behaviors, or like something of the sort, or something that would make this persona feel like they can't be like that. Like, it feels like this persona is stopping you from reaching your inner child. Like, your inner child wants to be happy and carefree, and this persona is very critical, very controlling, and it just basically, it, like, cog blocks you from doing that. I know I said that in a really weird way, but it just kind of, like, blocks you from doing that. And we have the Eight of Wands. So if you're unsure about anything, I'm gonna say ask this person. I'm going to say talk to this person, because it feels like this person is going to be some sort of a lead for you. It's going to be some sort of a help for you in this whole process. So communicate with this person, ask this person, tell them the truth. You don't have to perform a certain role in the presence of this person. And we also have the Four of Wands when I cut the deck, which is talking about marriage. So yeah, long-term potential. And we have the Hierophant. Oh my god, and the Six of Cups again. Are you fucking kidding me? Okay, and the Temperance again. So just to re-emphasize or reiterate, there is spiritual growth here. There is strong spiritual growth here, but this is not only rooted in spirituality. Like, you're not going to be able to solve this issue, to solve this problem through spirituality alone. Like, I highly recommend you get a psychologist, a therapist, someone who is going to help you through this, because I feel like the easiest way you can access this, and the easiest way you can navigate through this, is going to be through psychology. It's going to be through self-mastery, but self-mastery in a psychological way, and not necessarily in a spiritual way. The spiritual is going to follow. You first have to make the changes in the 3D, and to make the changes in the 3D, you need something that is rooted in the 3D. That's why I'm saying psychology and therapy and stuff like that. And then the spiritual abundance is going to follow, and then you're going to achieve this enlightened state of mind that you are chasing. And again, this is a message that has come up a lot ever since I started uploading my readings. So it feels like, again, you have this enlightened version of yourself that you're trying to achieve. You're going to achieve it, but you need to focus on other things than spirituality before that. Like, it's going to come, but it's going to be It's going to be after you fix your 3D version of yourself, so to speak. Okay, so again, Six of Cups, soulmates. This person is your soulmate. Probably that's why there is this energy of them guiding you and them helping you. And we again have the Temperance and the Ace of Cups. So fuck. And we also have the Tower at the bottom of the deck. So yeah, I feel like no matter what you do, the current trajectory that you are on, if you are still on the trajectory of being this person, if you still think this is you, it's headed to collapse. Like it feels like you can do it the easy way and you can do it the hard way. And if you don't do it the easy way, you're gonna do it the hard way. And again, that's something that I can attest to, because that's kind of how lessons and things like that work. Like if you don't do it the nice way, so to speak, when the universe is playing nice, then they're gonna not play nice. And if you don't learn your lesson, then it feels like the universe, or whatever you want to call it, is going to hit you with something. It's going to hit you with like a bankruptcy. It's going to hit you with someone's death. It's going to hit you with like a psychotic episode, or there's like a mental breakdown, or like something of the sort. Like this is headed to collapse. This persona is headed to collapse, and I feel like it's kind of in your hands whether you can dismantle this on your own, or whether the universe has to come in and dismantle it for you. But it's headed to collapse, and it's not going to stand for much longer. So better let this person go, because no point in holding on any longer. They protected you for the time being when you needed them. They have done their job. You don't need them anymore. You can let this go. You can let this go. You are strong enough to survive and thrive without this person who you think you were, without this part of you that protected you. You don't need them anymore. You are not a helpless little child anymore. You are safe, and you don't need to be this way in order to remain safe. So that was pretty much your reading. It turned out really fucking long. I wanted this to be much shorter, but that didn't work out. So anyway, I hope I could help. I hope it resonated. I probably said things that were kind of disturbing maybe, or things that you might need to think about for a while. So anyway, like I said, I hope I could help, and maybe I'll see you in the next one if you feel like it. Bye!